All right, cool. Well, welcome everyone here, and anyone that's also going to be watching this as after when we record it. This is call number 4, and we're going to be talking about how to find clients. This is going to be part 1 of a 2-part call. This first call, we're going to be talking more about finding your very first clients, and for anyone that is new, starting off to freelancing and needs to get get past that first hump. Finding their very first clients. Now, if you're new to the group, uh, it's open participation. I look at these groups, they're kind of like a WordPress meetup group, where you come in, we learn about something, and then it's just open participation. We could talk with each other. Everyone is free to ask questions. And not just to me, but to each other. You guys could ask and answer questions to each other, can bring up other topics. Just it's open, and there are a few functions in Zoom. One of them is to raise your hand. So right now the groups are small, so we're just kind of just like letting it go right now. But when it starts getting big and we start getting more people involved, it really helps with the raising the hand and also keeping the microphone on mute unless if you are talking. That way we don't pick up any other noises that goes into the recording. There's also a chat function, so everyone is welcome to chat with each other. And what to expect from this call. We're going to be talking about where to start looking for your very first clients, and also what to do with your first clients when you get them, and gaining experience to find more of your ideal clients. So real quick, I want to give a breakdown of myself, a little bit of a background. I'm 100% self-taught. I've never worked for an agency, and I've never worked inside this field before. I started off as a front-end developer. After 1 year of front-end development, I transitioned into web design, and then I transitioned into more of advanced web design where I got into UI, UX, and strategy. And then after 2 years of freelancing, I founded an agency, our agency, Lightbox Digital. And we're a custom web design agency, and we've been doing that for 2 years now. And the biggest challenge now for all new freelancers is how to go from no experience to becoming experienced enough in your field where you can start working for quality clients. And this is something that we all have to go through. We all have to start from some place, and it could seem overwhelming in the very beginning because like where do you start, how do you get those first clients, and what do you do? And that's what we're going to talk about inside this call. So first off, let's go ahead and start with the do's and don'ts. Make sure that you are completely honest and open with your potential clients. This is key right here in the very beginning. Last thing you want to do is ever mislead your clients into thinking that you have experience or you could do anything. It's best to tell them the truth. Tell them that I'm brand new. I just started, but I'm trying to gain experience and I'm trying to learn more and build my portfolio. You tell the clients that, and they're going to know exactly where you guys are at. One thing you want to keep in mind is clients, they trust us with their businesses. By setting honest expectations, this will keep the peace between you and the client. If you tell the client that you could do anything, they ask you for something, you say, yeah, no problem, you could do it. But you really can't, and you don't know what you can do or do yet. You're setting yourself up for a lot of tension for the client and for a disaster possibly. And your priority with your very first clients is to get them to refer you to others. We're going to go more into the referrals a little bit later, but just basically, this is kind of like the golden egg right here for if you're brand new and starting off to get those referrals from your very first clients. Now the don'ts. There's one big don't to not do, and that is do not work for free. It's tempting. It is so tempting. I was tempted. I even did one project for free. It's very tempting to be like, I just want experience. I want to build my portfolio. I'll build you a website for free. Don't do that. And here's the reasons. When you're working for free, it is hard to get clients to respect your time. They'll keep asking for more because it's free and they're going to get all that they can out of it. I did one free job in my very first projects. That job took 1 year, and it was working with the client that was actually a worldwide organization that should have paid a whole lot of money. They stretched that job on for a year. You need to gain all the experience you can with each project. This includes pricing, learning the scope, collecting payments from clients. Every single one of your first jobs needs to be about getting that experience. And one of the big experiences you have to get is, how do you gauge the size of a job? How do you gauge how much you charge for that project? And you really don't know until you start doing it. So if you do all your first jobs for free, you're still going to have to learn those jobs, you need to learn that experience still later on. So it's best to do it from the very beginning with your very first projects. Another thing is getting paid for your work. Even if it's not that much at first, it could be just a little bit. It still builds self-esteem, confidence, and motivations. It feels good to put that work in, to learn something, and to just, that grind of being on YouTube, of being in group calls like this, of, practicing, building your own websites, and then you actually get paid for it. It does something from within, and it feels good. It boosts that confidence, and it gets you prepared for the next job. Instead of doing free work for clients, you could do free work for yourself. There's other ways of building your portfolio as well. You can find a website or a company that you really like. You might like Nike a lot. You can make a different version of a Nike website, a concept version, or just whatever you like. You could also work on your own personal website. One other thing too, I did not list on here: when you do work for free, you're going to end up getting paying jobs afterwards. And that free job could keep going on and on and on. And then you land that paying job, but now you got this free job that just won't stop. And that'll get in the way of your paying job. It'll cause stress, it'll cause burnout, and it could cause the other paying job that you got to potentially lose out on the quality. So where to begin, where to start looking at. And that is to start looking close to you. Look around you. Your first clients can already be found right in front of you. And this goes for just about all brand new freelancers out there. Everyone has, close to a story like this of their first clients. And one of the best places to start is with your family and friends. So start asking yourself, who is around you that could use a website? And now when I say family and friends, I also want to throw in there just other acquaintances, people you might know on a day-to-day basis. You might be visiting a restaurant that you go to once a week where they know who you are and they know the food that you order. And you might have other businesses or other people like that know you. They might not necessarily be like a friend you hang out with, but somebody that knows you. And these are the people to start looking at and to start talking to and start putting yourself out there and thinking, who really needs this? Who could use it? And it's a lot easier to talk to somebody and to tell them that, hey, I'm just learning, I'm just starting off. And they're going to be so much more open to it. The next place is going to be Facebook. Facebook, I think, is just a great place for a new freelancer to start off. There is a lot of potential on there for you to get your first clients and to get your first projects, or even to get more ongoing work as well. Reaching out to your local Facebook groups, searching the classified groups for where people buy and sell stuff around you. The way I got my very first projects was I posted into all the classified channels on Facebook. I posted on there, I'm brand new, I'm looking to get some experience, build a portfolio, and I'm willing to do a few websites for really cheap. And I got a lot of people responding back on that, and I ended up taking 3 projects out of that one. And that was how I started off. It also helps to do it in the groups that's close by you, because you could actually go and meet the people. It's easier to get work remotely once you have some experience and a bit of your portfolio already in there, because you got something to show people. At first it's hard. The biggest thing is to gain trust. I mentioned it earlier. Businesses are trusting us, that they're trusting us with their business. So by reaching out to people who are close to you in your local area, you got a chance to go out and actually meet them. Hold on one second. All right. So by having them inside your area, you're able to set up those meetings and meet them locally. It worked out very well for me. And just to give you example of how it worked for me, I was able to meet in person. Out of the 3 people that I got, one of them is still my client to this day. And we've been building and working on his website, and actually got to the point where we helped his business with it. And today he's still our client. We're still doing work. He's still on our maintenance plan. This is 4 years now. And he's also paying our regular rates. The first ones was super cheap. I didn't know how to price. But now he's paying the regular rates because we're giving that value to him. And we've also built that trust. And another one of the people that, another one of my very first clients is actually now one of my closest friends. Another thing you could do on Facebook is letting your friends and family know what you are doing. Using your own Facebook page and your own feed. Start posting about your journey as you're learning, becoming a web designer and web developer, putting yourself out there. If you keep posting this stuff and keep sharing about like, oh, I just learned this, we're just doing this, let people know who you are and what you're doing, because people are going to talk. So-and-so is going to talk. Someone's going to say, oh yeah, we're thinking about a website. And they're like, oh yeah, did you know your cousin could do this? Or did you know, so-and-so could do this? And all of a sudden you're out there, you're just putting it out there. And now everybody knows this is what you do. And also, Facebook, I think, is the best place for a new developer or a new designer, anyone that's new freelancing. But this could also work with Instagram, with LinkedIn. Yeah, I think just with those ones right there. Other social media as well, but definitely Facebook. You're going to get out in front of your friends and family more faster, and you're going to be more known for what you do. All right, and then another one that you could do is the networking events and the local meetups. There's that app, that meetup app, that website. There's all kinds of things you could do to start going out and meeting people. And this is for the events, but I think you don't have to network just in events. You can network anywhere you go. If you are new and you're just wanting to find work, just keep that in your mind whenever you're talking to people. I'm gonna go back to that restaurant that you go to every week and they know your name. Keep that in your mind when you're in there, because you're networking when you're talking one-on-one with people. Always keep that open. So that was finding the first clients. And I really honestly believe doing this, putting yourself out there, you could find those very first clients. A lot of people are willing. They don't really need a website to like their business is going to hang on it's going to like hang on the balance if it's going to succeed or fail if they don't have that proper website. You got a lot of people with small businesses that, they just need a little boutique website. They just need that little bit to like show information. And these are the kind of clients at first when you're new, they're a lot easier to land because they are newer. They're also looking to save money. And, if you present yourself in a way like, hey, I'm here to learn, like I really want to just gain experience. And I want to help you out by, giving you a website at a really great price. At the same time, you're going to help me out because it's going to give me the opportunity to learn and grow my skills and build my portfolio. It's like we're helping each other out. It's easy to get that. People are really open to it. But what's really important and what is most important is what you do with those first clients. And I think that's what's being overlooked a lot. I see the questions in the group. The biggest question is how to find more clients. And, I really believe that this is the key right here. What are you doing with the clients that you've already had? Most freelancers, they build their businesses through referrals and word of mouth. We don't start off with marketing plans. We don't start off with huge budgets for advertisement. We don't start off already at the top as, as an expert, as someone with experience. We have to be realistic. If you're starting off, you're not going to be able to help an e-commerce company, boost up the conversion rate 3%. You're not going to in the very beginning. It takes time, it takes experience, knowledge, and skills to do that. So we rely on the referrals and word of mouth in the very beginning. And just about all freelancers that I've ever talked to, I see that gets busy, starts off this way. And it comes down to, how are you taking care of your clients? How well do you take care of your clients can determine how much more work you get. This is a quote that I love right here that I like to go with underneath all projects: under promise, over deliver. And what this means is, don't tell somebody you're going to do everything for them. Keep it within the scope. They want a 5-page website. It's like, we're going to give you the 5-page website, but then over deliver on that. Like just clean it up, like add on whatever you can to it to make it worth, so much more. Realistically, with Elementor, we could build a 5-page website in a day, or a couple days. But why not spend, a week on it? Why not spend 10 days on it to make it solid? Why not go ahead and add in one of the free SEO plugin tools? Why not go ahead and register it with submit the sitemap to Google, so that way it's being crawled and it's being indexed on it? Why not add analytics to it as well? You start adding these little things on it. You go back to the client, like, look, we built the site, but we wanted to give you, a good jump start on it. So we also submitted you to Google. We hooked you up with analytics. We did a little bit of your things for your SEO to get you a start inside the right direction. We just want to make sure, you're in the right direction and you got a better chance of having a successful website and getting more business. You under promise, over deliver. Make the client happy and really care for them. So taking care of your clients. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Let me turn that off. Taking care of your clients. This is going above and beyond. It's asking for referrals too. Ask for those referrals and those reviews. And if you haven't set up Google My Business in a Facebook page, do it right away. Start collecting those reviews on your Google and Facebook. And then look to maintain a long-term relationship with your clients. In fact, this one right here, the maintain a long-term relationship with your clients, I should have put top of the list. This is on the top of my list. It has been since I started. In fact, I have a list of everything that we need to check off in a project. And the top thing that I have on my list is building a long-term relationship with my clients. Almost all of my clients that I've had for well over a year. And the hard truth is, you have to get better. There's no way around it. If you really want to build your business and get those more quality clients and start to, get paid more, you just have to get better. We don't start off with a bunch of skills. If you would have seen my first websites, they're nothing like what they are right now. And I have no doubt that in 1-2 years from now, I will be producing even better quality than what I'm doing today. But when we're starting from the very beginning, the quality isn't there, and just have to face that and have to want to get better. I really think we could go in a couple of different directions here, and you have to ask yourself, what kind of a designer or developer do you want to be? What kind of a freelancer do you want to be? We could go on Fiverr and we could get a website for $300. They're out there. But look what you get on Fiverr for $300. You get, I'm just going to be straightforward. You get crappy work by somebody who doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care about your business. Somebody getting paid $300 to build a website is not going to put in the love and care and really want to help that client build their business. They're not going to research that company. They're not going to really take time to get to know that client. So do you want to be one of those developers, or do you want to get better? Do you want to really care and help your clients out? This comes with experience in developing skills in your craft. We are in the business of helping other businesses. It takes hard work and dedication to improving your skills in order to get to the level where you can actually make a difference in someone else's business. With hard work and a genuine care in helping your clients solve their problems, achieve their goals, and growing their businesses, you will gain the experience and skills needed to provide actual value. And the more value you can give, the more your business will grow. The more you could do for other businesses, the more money you're going to make, the better clients you could find. The first step, though, is finding your first clients. We have to start from the very beginning. We have to get those first ones going. And just look around you, they're there. But the second step is going to be taking care of those clients. And by truly caring and helping your clients to the best of your ability, your business will grow and you will keep attracting more clients. And this is how you move up there. This is how you get to become an experienced designer, developer. This is how you get to move up as an expert and go from no experience to having that high quality experience, taking care of your clients, developing skills, and truly caring about helping others. You'll get there with that. So that's it for the slide right now. We're going to go ahead and open it up for Q&A, open discussion. It's a small group right now, so anyone feel free to just go ahead and jump in, ask a question. Or if you have your own experience with how you got your first client or something that I missed, because there's a lot of different ways there's a lot of different ways others got clients. I'm not going to tell you ways that I didn't. I can only speak from my own experience. What I put inside this slide right here is things that worked for me, and they worked very well. I went from my first 2 years, I had clients around the world, and I was working with some pretty big clients. I moved up really fast in this, and I really believe the reason why I moved up fast is because I took care of clients and I genuinely care for them from right here. It wasn't about the money; it was about really helping. So with that, let's go ahead and open it up. All right, I'm gonna have my tea.
Great presentation, buddy. Always good to hear from you. I have a question for Arkham, actually. He was posting in the Facebook group last week about having some struggles finding some clients, and I'm suggesting he change his pricing a bit. I'm wondering how that's going for him personally. If he wants to go ahead and answer that, feel free not to if you don't want to, though, man.
Yes, please. What are you saying?
Oh, I was just saying, you posted last week.
Hello?
And I'm just wondering how it's going
Yes.
for you now. Any updates? Any more clients on your end of things?
No, I didn't find any client. My post was deleted because of they said no self promotion whenever I post in the group, in elementary group. They deleted my post and I didn't find any client.
Okay. Did you raise your prices though?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I think that might help in the long run.
But from
I mean, you'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
yeah, maybe I raised my prices, but on Fiverr no one is ordering. No one is giving me order. I don't know why.
Hey, Arkham, what else are you doing to find clients? Like, what other places have you looked for them at?
Only Facebook and Fiverr.
How many projects have you done already?
6.
Where are you located?
I'm in Pakistan.
Are there any local business?
And I don't have access to local business. No, I don't have access to local business.
Oh, okay. Are you kind of like outside of like the city?
No, I'm in the city, but people here don't know about any websites, and they don't want website. They don't want their business online. That's why.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So on Facebook, where on Facebook are you posting?
I'm posting in different groups, and some people like admin deleted my posted because they said no self promotion and like this, and I don't know how to post and what I type, what I write to get clients.
Have you had anybody contact you back? Like, got to, have you got
Yeah,
to like the
I got
second?
four. I got 4 clients from Facebook, and
You got,
only I got 1 from Fiverr.
you got 4 clients from Facebook and 1 from Fiverr?
Yeah,
All right. How long ago was it since you got your last client?
1 month ago, and it was from Fiverr. It was a member press website that I made.
All right. Well, check it out, man. This is what I want to do. I've seen you posting inside the group. I think that we have to dig a little bit deeper to find out
Yeah.
why nobody's responding to you, why you're not getting those clients.
I don't know the marketing techniques, marketing strategies,
Well, I
and
want
then
to take a
how
look
can
at what you're sending people and how you're doing it. So
yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
what I want to propose to do, I want to find out why, So after this call, why don't you and I link up together? Well,
Yes,
let's set up a
sure.
call between you and I. Let's find out, what's happening. Why they're not going through, because I really think they're out there, but we just have to find out the
Yes,
problem.
that would be very great.
All right, cool, you got it, man. I'm going to send you a DM right after this call.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have anything? Maybe share your story of how you got your first client or how you're finding your clients right now. Because even though we're talking about the first clients, this kind of works, through the whole first year. I would say first 1 to 2 years, you could still be finding clients through these methods or other methods. So if you guys have some different method of how you're finding your clients, share them. It can help others.
Can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. I just finished the first meeting with my first non-refer client. Like I have a client through my friends, but this was like first direct client. So this client, I was a coffee shop regular customer, and then I just realized they don't have a website, and then they want to make a second branch of their coffee shop in the town. So I offered them to make a website because they also want to targeting not only I'm in Chiang Mai for other people to know, and they want to targeting to the Westerner customer. And for that, I said Facebook, because so many European or Americans after the Facebook leaking that event, many people don't use the Facebook anymore. So just make a website to have a more fun information delivered. And they said okay, and then we had a first official meeting to talk about the website, and then they gave me bunch of idea what to do, what they want to sell the beans through the online, put the paper things, and then okay, and then we talked about all the design stuff. Everything was great, but when I start to talk about the price, everything changed. They want to, I said $800 for the whole day, installing WooCommerce, design, custom design, and then the little bit of basic SEO, blah blah blah. And then I said, oh, it's still cheap enough to afford. And then they said because this is low season, and we just opened the second one, we spent too much money for the second one to open, and also they're my friends, so I don't want to hurt their feeling too. So and then end up eventually they cut off many pages, decide to cut off many pages to reduce the price. And then the price eventually going to be around $300 with full page website without any the selling mechanism, any WooCommerce thing, nothing, just informative website about their restaurant. And then I just also realized some of the local businesses, I think it's not in America, I think it's more like Asia country, they really rely on their business on Facebook. And then, so the reason why my friend doesn't want to spend money for the website, he knows website is good, but he cannot see the value, because he's still already selling his coffee beans online, like with the Thai wire transfer. And then I tried to convince him, if you put your WooCommerce, you can deliver those products to overseas to using the PayPal, all the things. But I think just like he's already doing so much thing on the Facebook, and then Facebook is free. So he can't see the point why I need to pay for the website. And then I couldn't convince him like in a short time that like, actually you're right, like you're actually working your business with Facebook within the Thai is really okay. So yeah, like what's your opinion? How do you convince the people that who thinks like just working on Facebook or Instagram, those things are enough and we don't need a website? What would you like to, how would you convince them?
Well, first, I'm not really trying to convince anybody they need a website. Not now. You know, like I've gone through the, I've gone through the process of learning how to do discovery with the client. And the thing is that you got to do is you have to find their problem, and in the meetings with them, the discovery meetings, when you're asking just questions after questions, trying to find out exactly what is their problem, like why do they need a website? What is the purpose for it? I mean, I've heard one problem right now on what you said, that they want to advertise to the Western population,
Just a customer, yeah.
the Western customer. So that's one of their problems right there. And so that's what I capitalize on. Find out their problems, then look for the solutions to the problem. Maybe it might not be a full out e-commerce website. That is a possibility, and, by finding their problems, then you could go ahead and diagnose it and prescribe them a solution.
Yeah,
I'd
so
like to chime in here too. Minju, as a
Sorry?
Canadian in Vietnam, I Google restaurants to go to all the time. I don't use Facebook. As a Westerner in Vietnam, I don't use Facebook to go to any restaurant. I always look at Google reviews, and then I go to the Google website. So I mean, that's some value right there. If they want to cater to Westerners, me and my girlfriend personally don't use Facebook. Well, we use Facebook, but we don't use Facebook to look up restaurants near us.
Yeah.
I'll type in coffee near me, and then I'll look up different reviews. If I like the reviews, I'll then click on the website, look at their menu. If their website isn't very good, or in my opinion, or they don't have things laid out properly, I won't go to it. I'll just go to another one.
Yeah, that's what I said to my friend.
I mean, that's value right there.
Exactly, that's what I exactly said to my friend. Like, you have to focus, if you want to have a Western European client, don't focus on Facebook, focus on website and TripAdvisor. Like, that's the answer. But they still, I couldn't convince them.
Another option too, if you wanted to increase it from a $300 project back up to the $800 project, is, something Pierce just said. You go on Google and you're looking. So there's other things too, other factors in there, like the Google My Business, optimizing their Google My Business, making sure they're the first ones found when someone puts in Google Maps, coffee shop near me. Same thing, you could also do Facebook advertising. There's other things too, and local SEO.
Yep, thank you for suggesting. Yeah, so I sold my real first direct project, so I'm kind of happy, and that's why I'm late this webinar.
That's a win. I mean, that's still, I don't think the very first couple projects should be about the money. It should be about the experience, because that's what you're getting out of it. You just had that experience of reaching out to somebody and just straight networking, just like, hey, I think a website will help your business. And you did that. And then you got to go sit in on a meeting and actually talk about money with the client. These are like really big steps right here. So it's a huge win in my book. I know some people inside the industry, like they might be like, why are you saying $300 is okay? I think once you get down the road, we'll start talking about raising that price really soon, but for the first ones, I think it's a good win for you.
Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. Like, I really appreciate your advice yesterday too, and then I trying to convince them, but yeah, it's a $300. I just thought, and then It was smooth, no, you know, like bad attention between friends because I'm still friend of them. So it was all good. I'm happy with that.
You know, this could be an ongoing thing as well. You know, you could keep this client, like you said, already started off as a good relationship. Keep that good relationship, let that good relationship build up. And, you know, then you can offer other things down the line. You know, this could turn into a lot more business for you right here.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Awesome, man. All right. Anybody else?
I mean, just to touch on what you said earlier, you know, a lot of my future business is going to be local back home when I go back to Canada. I already have 3 clients waiting for me, you know, to do some work for them. One of them is a good friend. The other one's her boyfriend who's doing a clothing line. So I mean, those are 2 opportunities for me right there. Word of mouth is kind of how I'm trying to start out. People know from who are on my Facebook, they know that I've been learning this skill over the last year and a half, and I've built my own website for me and my girlfriend's travels around Asia here. And I think that's going to help me a lot too, is just showcasing, you know, a nice website that I built for myself. And like you said, family and friends too. I mean, that's going to help play a big part in getting clients. Plus, after I'm done these 3 websites and add to my portfolio, then I have something tangible to go up to local businesses and actually say, hey, this is what I can do for you. Look what I've done for other people.
Yeah, once you get that momentum going, it really happens. Like, it happens fast, and it's crazy how it happens, you know, but it's just getting that momentum going. Family and friends is a great place to start, and just talking to anybody that you really know. But it's those referrals. Those referrals really start to kick in the very beginning. You know, there's other things too. Next week, I was going to go more into it. Like, for me, after my first year of freelancing, somehow I ended up with clients like in 7 different countries. And I got a lot of clients right now in Portugal. I keep getting clients from Portugal. And it all started with a project I collaborated with on another designer. So we had a client. I was referred to the client for the development. The client had another designer. They were in Portugal. They were friends from somebody here in Chiang Mai. And I went out of my way to really work well with that designer and to collaborate with her. And then I built a relationship with her, like like a working relationship, and like just kept it really cool. And then we started bouncing work back off of each other. And she's brought me in some really good projects. And she's brought me in some other designer friends that needed developers. So, just like looking at all those opportunities and really working well with people. There's something about when you give somebody a really good experience. You give somebody a really good experience, and they want to share that experience. You have to think, like, people talk about this stuff when they're at the dinner table, and how do they want to talk about you? They want to talk about that stress and that headache and that bad experience that they have. Because I guarantee you that when you're getting clients, a lot of them have had bad experiences with developers already. So that gives you an opportunity to stand apart from any of those bad experiences by giving them just, an awesome experience.
And I have any question, like any of you guys like trying to go to conference, to like the startup conference or some kind of like the business conference, to like kind of it's a old fashioned way to the marketing, like giving your card or like showing your you kind of not networking, like it's not your business part of the conference, but just any kind of conference go to find a client. Any of those you guys have any experience? Because one of my friend, that was first idea that he suggested me to. You're mute, I think.
I'm sorry, so what was the question?
Like some people go to the conference not related with the WordPress, just like any business kind of conference to find a client and like give the, like business card, and then like I just introduce myself, like I'm making a website. If you have a business, so if you need a business website, you can, contact me, kind of like that's old fashioned marketing way. But that's my friends actually like suggest me to do, like go to at least like 3 different conference of like different kind of business topic, any kind of like for the especially like startups company conferences, and then find a client over there, and then those clients usually have a money too. And yeah, and then like I just wonder anybody has tried those method and how it worked, if you have experience.
All right. Well, has anyone done that? I want to give other people a chance that could share their experience with this.
I mean, your best bet might be, there's Elementor meetups all around the world too. I know there's one here right now today in Vietnam, Saigon. I'm personally not there right now, but I have prior engagements. But I don't have any experience doing it, but I'm sure it's definitely a good way to meet other people in the tech world. Definitely collaborate on projects and stuff together, and different people have different skills. That's a good way to match up skills with each other. I don't think you're necessarily going to maybe find a client in those kind of meetups, but you're definitely going to find people to work with in the future.
I see.
Hey, Boy, do you have anything on this? Your experience with this? I know Boy is quiet back here, but this guy crushes it. He's awesome. This dude's an awesome designer right here from Bangkok. Yeah. I got to put your credentials out there, man. You got skills. I know you got a lot to offer.
Yeah. You mentioned about the meetup or conference, right? From my experience, I usually go to sports, playing badminton, and I found some of my clients there. It's not related to WordPress or anything else or website, but there's maybe a business owner there, and you can find their needs, or you can serve their, maybe you have solutions that match their problems there. So don't think just only go to tech event or meetup or WordPress meetup, or just that's my experience.
Any social meetup, like can anyone gather those meetups that you are recommending, right?
Maybe it depends on your luck too. Yeah, but most of entrepreneurship meetup, that's good as well. And the web meetup in Bangkok, there's a lot of group in Bangkok, and it depends on your local. But maybe if you can speak in that meetup, it's a good chance that you can try.
Like it means like as a speaker, like speak means that talking about your business.
I don't like the way that it's like a hard sell for in a community or meetup. I just doing what I am good at, or showing my willing for sharing my knowledge there, and then people will come up to you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for sharing.
Cool. Yeah, I've been to a lot of those meetups in Bangkok. There's a lot over there. It's a great place to network. I've done okay. I've done okay with the whole business card handing out, and it is a good way to build connections. The one thing you want to keep in mind though when you do it is not to go in there selling. Like you don't want to go in there desperate selling yourself. It has to be like something genuine. What I found works for me is if I'm genuine and I just want to learn about someone else's business. And you got to like approach it in that way. Like, I just want to go meet people. That's it. So if you approach it that way, I think you'll have a good chance of, finding new potential clients. Definitely. It's a good way to find clients. And in Chiang Mai, we have some meetups too. We got some entrepreneur ones. There's meetups here. I haven't really been involved in them, but they're there. Except for the WordPress meetup. Chiang Mai WordPress meetup rocks. That's what's up right there.
Yay!
I'm going to be doing one in a couple weeks, and it's going to be an Elementor based meetup. So I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for that too.
All right.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you share your experience about your first bad client?
First bad one. That's a hard one.
Or maybe what you can learn from them?
Like I really believe that, like, okay, I wouldn't say bad clients, I would say things that went bad, but I don't like to say anyone's bad. I mean, I have had one bad client, but that's because, that we had different morals and ethics, that was a rare case. But I think, in like all the situations where the project went sideways, a lot of it was on me and not looking at the red flags. The red flags are always there. They're there, and sometimes I just put my head down and ignore them just to get the job. But my first one, I'm trying to think of it. Let me go ahead and go to one of those first three jobs that I got. All right, because out of the first three jobs that I got, one of them I did for free. And I didn't want to do for free, and I was talked in, I felt like, to do it for free. And then it was for a nonprofit. It was for like an NGO that really did some awesome stuff, man. These guys were awesome people. Like, they were out there rescuing women that were entrapped in like slavery. So I really wanted to build their site and work with them. But I was so gung-ho to do it I would do it for free because I felt like I'm doing my part to help out. But, we're supposed to build a basic website. It was all laid out. And this project took 1 year, like one whole year. And like, no matter what happened, they came back with more changes. And it was just like, we're dealing with the whole board, like entire board of people. So it wasn't just one person making changes, but it was like a board. And it just kept going and going and going. And it was long because it started to cut into my paying jobs. It started to cut into my good projects that I was getting. So what I got out of that one right there was, first one, never do a job for free. Second one was build a scope and be very specific about the scope, about what you're going to deliver, and have something in place in case they want extra, which means they got to pay for the extra work. The third one is, if you're dealing with a larger organization that has a board, don't talk to all 20 people and start taking revisions from all 20 people. Have one person there be the one that is getting all the data and your point of contact with that, that I talk to. So instead of getting emails from 20 people, next time, now when I get an organization like that, I tell them, well, here, let your point person talk with them. You guys get your stuff together. You figure out what you want, then come back to me. So that was my lesson. But there's tons of lessons like that. I got stories for days. But yeah. Does anybody else have anything to add before we end this call? Like any other things that are working for them right now? How did you guys get your recent clients? How about you, Boy? What other ways do you get clients right now?
My first client or current client? You're mute?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, how are you getting clients right now? Because you're pretty busy. Like, it seems like every time we talk, you got like good projects going on. What are you doing for like your leads, your marketing, and how you're getting clients?
Actually, I have my supporter that work in most of agency that I'm outsourcing them. So that is my source of work and jobs for now. Yeah, another part is for bidding the project or pitching. Yeah, that you all have to do.
Bidding, like, what do you mean?
Submit a proposal for a big organization.
Okay. How are you finding those organizations to, or are they finding you?
Google.
So you're looking for them. You're actually going out looking for them?
Yes, I have to.
All right. Well, I don't know. Hopefully next calls we could get more into that, because you work on some pretty big projects, and I would be interested to learn, more
I
how you get this,
I
especially you're in Thailand too, and to show men that, in Thailand we could get big clients.
I just have a question to Boy. So you talk about the agency, and then like how agency work going, like if you register or something like an agency, and then they're going to give you the regular jobs, and then you don't need to hunt the jobs and clients. Is that how the agency work usually?
This is about the connection to the people. Is I can say that it's a contract or type of work, but it's just a personal relationship that I know the person who work in agency and different agency, and sure they cannot serve the project on time, or maybe it depends on their capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can serve there and give them a solution that maybe work faster or maybe a bit cheaper for them.
So like they usually get their job and they get too much jobs and then like outsource to you and you help.
Right. And for some time I can be like how to say a fake staff for their agency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wonder like how the agency work, and then like the like registering agency means that like having a regular like the work amount, or just like the same as like the freelancer, but just have more like middleman connection things. Like I think your case is a bit different than I imagined. Yeah.
It sounds like you're white labeling for agencies. Is that right?
Sorry?
It sounds like you're white labeling for agencies.
It's not kind of white label, but yeah. Sometimes it's kind of white label. Yeah.
You see.
Well, in the next call, we're going to be digging into this a bit more, because this is going to be a 2-part call right here. This one was more for like just getting started, getting the feet off the floor. But the next call, I want to dig more into it, because, now what do we do? How do we improve it? How do we find more qualified clients? How do we find more high-paying work? How can we start to make more money and move up? So today's call was, like basically right from the bottom of no experience. But now we're starting to get some of that experience. And now that we got some experience underneath our belt, how could we go ahead and get some more work? What ways could we go ahead and market? What ways could we get in front of more qualified clients and to get those bigger projects? One of the ways is similar to like what Boyd just mentioned, which is something I also do as well, which is reaching out to other agencies, doing some white label work behind that for some very large growing agencies. It's a very good way to get more business going. There's a lot of ways. So I want to dig into this more. I think next week we want to just talk more about finding more clients, finding more qualified clients. And then we're going to start even taking it up to the next steps afterwards, because, we start off making, not that much, but I'm in this to build my business, and the only way I'm going to build my business, only way I'm going to retire is to really get to where I want to go, which is making more money for what I do, and by adding more value in what I give clients. So with that, I think we're pretty much good on this call right here. Does anybody else have anything to add before we say goodbye?
One thing that I just think about, if you want to go to conference or meetup to find out the client, I recommend you go to find someone who work in the marketing department or business development. That will be a source of your jobs or work that's coming to you. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, that's why I do parallel agencies, parallel markets, marketers, digital marketers, SEO companies, and in Thailand, we got a lot of them. Bangkok is really big on them. A lot of opportunity there. Cool. Well, I think that's it. Let's go ahead and wrap up this call. I'm really glad, thankful for everyone for being here, participating, making this happen. I really hope that this call will help others. We're going to go ahead and post this call live into the group. It should be up there later on tonight so others can watch the replay. Also for the slide deck, I'm right now preparing a way to go ahead and make sure that it's accessible for everyone inside the group. So by this weekend, I'll have a link that I could send to the group and you could download everything. One of the things I want to do inside this group is I want to be able to give more resources as well for anyone that's new starting off their business. So I have some things planned and we're going to have a place just for group members to come to and be able to get those resources. And with that, Arkham, I'm going to talk to you after this call, man. We're going to see what we could do over there. And anybody watching this call also, feel free to DM me anytime. I get back to everybody for sure. And that's it. Thank you guys all for making this happen. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.